Night City, the most dangerous, thrilling, chaotic place you'll ever call home. Every choice here, every gamble comes with a price. Danger lurks in every corner of Night City. Whether it's a cyber-enhanced enforcer or a rogue operative, violence is never far away. The thrill of the hunt or the rush of the escape, every moment feels like life or death. Can you keep up? Chaos reigns here. Explosions, betrayals, and desperate rescues. Even salvation comes at a price. For some, Night City is a playground of excess. For others, it's a battlefield. Where would you find yourself? Now in this video, we're going to take you deeper into the chaos and allure of Night City. We're going to explore the corporations that rule the skyline and the gangs that dominate the streets. We're going to dive into the world of cyberware, where humanity is traded in for ultimate power. We're going to uncover the city's darkest secrets, from the rise of legends like Johnny Silverhand to the grim reality of cyberpsychosis. Whether you're a net runner risking it all in the digital frontier or a mercenary navigating the city's treacherous alleys, Night City offers both danger and opportunity at every turn. So strap in and welcome to Night City. Now, Night City doesn't welcome you with open arms. It sizes you up, tests your resolve, and molds you into whatever it needs to survive. The question isn't who are you when you enter Night City, it's who you'll become by the time it's done with you. Now, everyone starts somewhere in Night City, and your path defines your perspective. You're not just dropped into the chaos, you're shaped by it. As a Corpo, you climb the ladder of a cold, ruthless machine, where every decision is a calculated risk, and every ally is a potential threat. Power, ambition, and betrayal are the currency of this world, woven into every transaction.
俺たちの未来。俺たち。なんかの間違いだろ。あんたは自分のことしか考えてない。
Now you're in the middle of the corporate rat race, but slowly your soul is eroded by the compromises and sacrifices that come with survival at the top. Or you could be a street kid, born in the heart of the grind. You know every alley, every hustle, and every danger that comes with it. The streets taught you survival, but at a cost. Trust is fleeting, and betrayal can come from even the closest allies. For you, loyalty is a currency, a rare and fragile commodity traded carefully in a world where the wrong move can be fatal. The streets may be home, but they're never safe, and you wouldn't have it any other way. And then there's the Nomad, the outsider. You don't belong to the city, but circumstances have dragged you in. You've traded the vast sun-soaked freedom of the open Badlands for the buzzing, suffocating sprawl of Night City. You navigate the maze of neon-lit streets where trust is elusive and survival hinges on learning the unspoken rules of a place that thrives on manipulation and greed. The question isn't just whether you can adapt, it's how much of yourself you're willing to sacrifice to survive.
The floats have started to move. Remember to be careful or you will face Arasaka drones. I also spotted the netrunner in an Arasaka uniform. She's somewhere hidden.
Okay, good to go.
But no matter where you start, Night City is gonna change you. The choices you make define your journey. Will you climb the Corpo ladder and embrace power? Will you survive the streets by forging fragile alliances? Or will you bring the tenacity of the Badlands into the heart of the beast? As we move deeper into Night City's labyrinth, we will explore the intricacies of its world. We'll dive into the power dynamics that drive all of Night City.
Private residence. As if that were not enough, this is where Hiromi's sheer incompetence has led all of us to.
V, what the fuck's she doing?
Hold on, Maiko. I think you're getting carried away.
I see not all has been agreed.
Gotta take him
Bored
down.
of all
That's
this
why we're
chatter.
here.
I'd rather we just cut to the quick.
I'll fuck you myself! I love this job!
And how technology from cutting-edge cyberware to life-altering brain dances reshape humanity itself. The districts of Night City will come alive, from the opulent heights of Corpo Plaza to the chaotic markets of Watson, each area brimming with its own stories and dangers. We'll also uncover the roles of the gangs and the fixers, the forces that thrive in Night City's underbelly, and how your interactions with them can radically alter your path. In Night City, every choice is an opportunity. The city doesn't care where you come from, it only cares what you do once you're here. Because in Night City, survival isn't just about making a choice, it's about living with the consequences. In Night City, the megacorporations aren't just businesses, they're gods. Their logos dominate the skyline. Their influence seeps into every corner of life, and their rivalries shape the city itself. Arasaka, a name synonymous with power, precision, and fear. Built on the vision of Saburo Arasaka, the corporation rose to prominence through its mastery of security, advanced technology, and espionage. But Arasaka's dominance isn't just all about technology, it's about control. Psychological manipulation, blackmail, and covert operations are their tools of choice. From personal bodyguards to global intelligence networks, Arasaka's reach extends beyond Night City. For those who fall under their influence, loyalty is non-negotiable. Betrayal isn't punished, it's erased.
Boss don't look too pleased with your efforts. Let's see.
On the other side of the spectrum lies Militech. If Arasaka is the scalpel, Militech is the sledgehammer. Born from the military-industrial complex, Militech thrives on brute force and chaos. Their specialty is weaponry. From cutting-edge firearms to full-scale private armies, Militech doesn't just create the tools of war, they bring the war to you. Their aggressive expansion and willingness to escalate conflicts have made them both feared and indispensable. From controlling foreign markets to sponsoring mercenary groups in Night City, Militech's strategy is simple: dominate or destroy anyone who stands in their way. The rivalry between Arasaka and Militech is cutthroat. Arasaka's methodical precision clashes with Militech's chaotic aggression. Their battles, both overt and covert, have left scars on Night City, from the smoldering ruins of corporate skirmishes to the fractured alliances of smaller corporations caught in the ceasefire. For the residents of Night City, this rivalry creates a double-edged sword. Freelancers and mercenaries profit from their endless need for operatives, but for those caught in the crossfire, it's a nightmare of collateral damage and shifting allegiances. But there's more than just Arasaka and Militech. Night City's corporations control everything. They run the police, dictate healthcare, and even decide what's on your dinner plate. Their reach extends from the towering heights of Corpo Plaza to the grimy slums of Watson. Smaller players in the game like like Biotechnica, Netwatch, and Kang Tao still fill the niches left by the giants. Biotechnica controls food production and genetics, Netwatch polices cyberspace battling rogue AIs and netrunners, and Kang Tao pushes the boundaries of smart weapons. Each corporation plays its role, but they all serve the same master: profit. These corporations present a gilded promise: security, wealth, and advancement, but those promises always come with strings. Sell your soul to climb their ranks, or resist and risk losing everything. For the average person, the corporations are an inescapable force. Every day is a grind, balancing survival with the impossible choice of playing by their rules or defying them. Work for them and you're a pawn, fight against them and you're an obstacle to be crushed. Picture a Corpo employee sacrificing their health and freedom to meet their endless quotas, or a street vendor barely scraping by, paying taxes to a corporate overlord while dodging gang extortion. For freelancers, the stakes are higher. Every job risks catching the eye of a megacorp's wrath. And yet, Night City thrives on this grind. For every soul crushed under the weight of the corporate greed, another claws their way up, even if it's only for a fleeting moment of freedom. So in Night City, the corps always get their cut. The question is, would you take their deal or risk everything to fight back?
Murphy!
Door's sealed, but it won't hold for long. Run, Johnny. Like the wind.
In Night City, survival is an art. Every citizen, every merc, every corpo rat, all caught in the endless grind to stay one step ahead, but staying ahead comes with a cost. The hustle never stops. From mercenary contracts to street level gigs, every job is a roll of the dice. One moment you're flush with eddies, then next you're lucky to walk away with your life. In a city where survival means adaptability, every gig is a gamble. High stakes corporate espionage, smuggling contraband through gang territories, or even brain dance editing for underground markets. The hustle is endless, but so are the risks.
You could have warned me how much it hurts to die.
Trust me, real death hurts much, much more.
Not so sure about that.
The lure of cyberware is undeniable. Enhanced strength, lightning reflexes, eyes that pierce the darkness, power is within your grasp. For some, it's about rising above. For others, it's simply about staying alive. Ripper docs promise miracles, but every modification chips away at something deeper. What does it mean to trade away parts of your humanity? Some embrace the chrome with reckless abandon. Others lose themselves entirely, succumbing to cyberpsychosis, a tragic reminder of the thin line between power and madness. And then there are the new threats around every corner. Night City is a crucible of betrayal. Gangs rule the streets. Corporations pull strings from behind the scenes. Even your allies may sell you out if the price is right. Trust is a luxury few can afford. Picture this: a fixer offers you a lucrative gig. The payout seems too good to be true, and as it turns out, it is. The ambush waiting for you proves just how expendable you are in this city. For the average citizen, it is a constant struggle.
Everybody, on the ground! I want to see you kissing the flooring! Money, now, or I will fucking drop you, I swear to God! Whoa, yeah, hey, now, before I blow your fucking head off!
Workers sacrifice just to scrape by in corporate-run factories. Street vendors hustle under the constant fear of gang extortion. Mercenaries risk their lives for gigs that could leave them broken or worse, forgotten. And those who rise too high, they become the targets of envy, betrayal, or worse. And this is all a warning for others to not dream too big. Even the basics like healthcare, safety, and shelter come at a premium. Trauma teams will save your life if you have the eddies. The rest are left to fend for themselves. Relying on black market meds and underground clinics, the cost of living is high, and for most, the price is too much to bear. This city promises everything, but every promise comes with a cost.
I got a bad feeling about this. Damn it!
On the ground, asshole! Don't move!
in a world of betrayals, how far would you go for a taste of the dream? Would you fight for a better future or simply try to survive another day? On the streets of Night City, power isn't just in the corporation's hands. It's about territory, culture, and survival. The gangs of Night City are the lifeblood of its underworld, shaping the city from the ground up. Each gang with its own rules, its own vision, and its own brand of chaos, and they leave a mark on the city that can't be ignored. Each gang in Night City operates by its own set of principles, shaped by their unique histories and ideologies. Maelstrom, chrome-obsessed, and unrelenting brutal. They push the limits of cybernetic enhancements, transforming themselves into walking nightmares. To them, humanity is a weakness to overcome, and they'll stop at nothing to replace flesh with chrome. Operating out of the industrial wastelands, they thrive on black market cyberware deals and unrelenting violence.
Call me a rat! You hear?
Unload on him, B! Unload! Oh.
Tiger claws, steeped in tradition and discipline but driven by profit. Their neon-lit streets are a mix of martial mastery and organized crime. They control businesses, casinos, and clubs with an iron fist. Honor guides them, but only if it aligns with their bottom line. To cross them is to risk a swift, silent end. The Valentinos, a family built on loyalty and faith. They're more than just a gang, they're a community. From celebrating cultural traditions to running protection rackets, their golden style and fierce unity make them both loved and feared in Haywood.
Yo, June, I got a ticket to heaven on earth. You want it?
Betrayal isn't just an offense, it's a death sentence. The Voodoo Boys, masters of the digital frontier, their world isn't limited to the streets, it's the net itself. Hackers, net runners, and digital warriors.
Let's do this.
Léon avec Junkie Lee.
Okay. What now?
They're relentless in covering the secrets and breaking firewalls, but their quest to unlock the depths of cyberspace puts them at odds with nearly everyone, especially Netwatch. Beyond the giants, smaller gangs like Mox and 6th Street play critical roles in Night City's ecosystem. The Mox operate as protectors of sex workers and the vulnerable, blending activism with sharp-edged pragmatism. Meanwhile, 6th Street, a paramilitary group, claims to uphold old-school values, but often falls into vigilante chaos. The gangs in Night City don't just fight for territory, they play a dangerous game of alliances and betrayal. Maelstrom's deals with rogue Ripper Docs put them at odds with the Tiger Claws, while Valentino's community-first approach clashes with the cold pragmatism of the Voodoo Boys. And in the shadows, corporations use these gangs as pawns, igniting feuds to keep them divided and controllable. And for those who dare to operate outside the gang's controls, like mercenaries, street vendors, or aspiring fixers, walking into gang territory without permission is as good as a death sentence. Trust is rare, alliances are fragile, and survival means knowing who to trust and when to run.
We are being pursued.
Sweet fucking Jesus.
Gentlemen!
Please remain calm.
Calm!
Roadblock ahead.
Even in the chaos, there are those who see opportunity. Freelancers use gang tensions to carve out their own niche, while fixers broker deals that could either save or doom an entire district. In Night City, gangs offer protection or a quick death. Would you ally with them or fight to survive? In Night City, power isn't just measured in wealth or territory, it's measured in tech. Cyberware, the glittering promise of strength, speed, and survival. It's the ultimate equalizer, but every enhancement comes with a price, and in this city, that price can be more than you're willing to pay. Cyberware didn't just appear overnight. It evolved as a response to humanity's need to adapt, survive, and excel in a world dominated by corporations and chaos. From early augmentations designed to aid soldiers in the corporate wars to sleek consumer tech marketed by corpos like Arasaka or Kang Tao, cyberware has become more than just a tool, it's a way of life. But as tech grew more advanced, so did risks. Experimental cybernetics pushed the boundaries of what the human body and mind could endure, turning enhancements into an obsession for many Night City residents. Ripper Docs, the surgeons of the future, offering everything from simple upgrades to military-grade enhancements. Their clinics are scattered across Night City, from pristine Corpo-funded facilities to back alley dens where discretion is valued over hygiene. For the right price, they can give you the edge you need or the mods that will make you unrecognizable.
Lights out for a minute, all right? Okay, let's test this. See the magic in action. Linking you in. You might feel a little discomfort at first. Blurred vision, low contrast, glitches. Well, how's it look? Feel all right to you?
Elite Ripper Docs like Victor Vector are known for their precision and ethics, offering dependable tech for those who can afford it. On the other end of the spectrum, there are black market operators who cut corners and push unstable cyberware. Here you are rolling the dice with your body and mind. The variety of cyberware available in Night City is staggering. Mantis blades concealed in forearms turn users into lethal close combat fighters. Monowires can slice through enemies and security systems alike. Optical implants let you see beyond walls, while reflex boosters make split-second reactions almost superhuman. But with great power comes great cost, both in eddies and in your humanity. For every advantage cyberware offers, there's a risk. Push the human body too far and the mind begins to fracture. This is cyberpsychosis, a condition where the line between the human and machine blurs, leaving only chaos in its wake. Victims of cyberpsychosis become unpredictable, violent, and ultimately a danger to everyone around them. The city's response to cyberpsychosis is as cold as the chrome it fears. Trauma Team might pick up the pieces if you're rich enough to pay, but for most cyberpsychos are left to rampage until they're gunned down. It's a fate that looms over every heavily modified individual. A grim reminder of what happens when the pursuit of power goes too far. In Night City, cyberware isn't just a tool, it's power. Corpo elites flaunt their access to cutting-edge tech, using it to dominate competitors and subjugate the masses. Meanwhile, the streets are filled with desperate souls scraping together eddies for secondhand mods that might fail when needed most. For mercenaries and netrunners, cyberware is the difference between life and death. Enhanced reflexes mean faster draws in gunfights, neural implants to new dimensions in hacking. The tech you carry often determines how far you can go in Night City. But beyond the physical, cyberware leaves its mark on the mind. Heavily modified individuals often wrestle with identity, wondering if they're still the same person or just a machine wearing human form. This toll is subtle but profound, as every upgrade chips away at what it means to be human.
Pressure's tanking.
It's neurogenic shock. He's dying.
Gotta cut my way through the occipital bone. No other way.
There is risk of...
I know what I'm doing.
In the shadows of Night City, this question lingers. How much of yourself are you willing to sacrifice for survival, for power, for the fleeting shot at being a legend? Night City is more than just a metropolis. It's a living, breathing beast. Every district pulses with its own energy. From the crowded alleys of Watson to the eerie silence of Pacifica, each district tells a unique story of triumph and despair, luxury and ruin. To survive here, you'll need to understand the city's rhythm. Watson is where the dreams begin for many, a chaotic melting pot of hustlers, immigrants, and dreamers. It's alive with energy and desperation. Once a thriving corporate hub, Watson fell from grace after its biggest players pulled out, leaving behind a district full of abandoned skyscrapers and broken promises. Now it's home to street markets, sketchy clinics, and endless opportunities for those willing to take risks. Landmarks like Kabuki Market draw people in from all walks of life, offering everything from black market cyberware to exotic street food. It's a place of constant motion where ambition and danger collide. If Watson is the starting line, Westbrook is the finish line for Night City's elite. The district radiates wealth and power. High-end clubs, luxury apartments, and Corpo execs coexist above the chaos on the streets below, but don't let the polished exterior fool you. Beneath the glitz and the glamour, secrets fester and dangers lurk behind every pristine facade. From the bustling streets of Japantown to the exclusive clubs of Charter Hill, Westbrook caters to the whims of the rich while keeping its darker underbelly hidden. Here, success means having secrets and knowing how to keep them. Pacifica was supposed to be Night City's crown and jewel, a paradise for tourists and corporations alike. But when the funding dried up, so did the dream. Now it's a desolate no man's land, ruled by gangs and plagued by neglect. Here, survival is brutal and the rules of the city seem almost non-existent. The Voodoo Boys dominate Pacifica, using its crumbling infrastructure as a staging ground for their digital warfare. The Grand Imperial Mall, once a symbol of prosperity, now stands as its fortress, a haunting reminder of a dream gone wrong. And then there's the rest of Night City. Santo Domingo, the beating industrial heart that keeps the city running but offers little to its weary workers. Factories churn endlessly and the skies are always tinged with smoke. It's a district built on labor and sacrifice where the grind never stops. Haywood, a district caught between gang warfare and family ties. It's a place where generations share stories over backyard grills, but the streets are ruled by gangs vying for dominance. Community bonds are strong here, but so are the dangers. And Corpo Plaza, the gleaming epicenter of corporate control. Towering skyscrapers pierce the clouds, housing the titans of industry who shape the fate of the city. It's where the real power resides, far removed from the chaos below. Beyond the city lies the Badlands, a harsh, unforgiving wasteland where nomads rule and the land itself seems to fight back. Life here is raw and relentless, a stark contrast to the neon-lit chaos of Night City. Nomad families roam the open roads, salvaging resources and surviving on their wits. It's a hard life, but for many, it's the only kind worth living. Night City's heart beats to its own soundtrack. Its nightlife is a rebellion against corporate oppression, an underground scene of raw energy, from rebellious punk bands to pulsating techno raves. Music isn't just entertainment, here it's a resistance.
We'll never fade away!
Iconic venues like the Afterlife offer more than just music. They're sanctuaries for those seeking freedom from the corporate grind. Street art covers every wall, each piece a testament to the city's spirit of defiance. Art, graffiti, and music aren't just pastime in Night City, they're weapons in a war for identity, a defiant cry against the city's crushing weight. It's here in the midst of chaos that Night City truly comes alive. Where would you belong in this city of contrast? Would you survive its rhythm, or would you be swallowed by its chaos? In Night City, trust is a currency, and a fragile one at that. The criminal underworld thrives on shifting alliances and careful power plays, where betrayal is often just another business transaction.
So how long you think you're gonna be mad?
Blaze away down the rebel path!
Last time.
You just don't get it. Let's get out of here.
Join us for a drop, Silver Rocker.
Fuck off.
Whoa, short fuse on this one, huh?
Fuck off! Leave me alone! Johnny! No! Fuck off! Let me alone! Johnny! Let go of me!
To survive, you must learn the language of loyalty or the lack of it. The Fixer network grew out of necessity after the collapse of centralized governance. As corporations took control and the city fell into chaos, Fixers emerged as power brokers, filling the void. They became the go-to middlemen, connecting those with the skills to those with money. Navigating the chaos was their own brand of order.
The plan is simple. We have two objectives. One, get into Arasaka Tower and assist V in accessing Mikoshi. And two, take advantage of the confusion to gather as much equipment as we can. Prizes like that will see to our cash flow problem.
Fixers are the brokers of Night City's underworld. Power players like Rogue and Dexter Deshawn connect mercenaries to jobs, organize heists, and maintain the delicate balance of power between gangs, corporations, and freelancers. To a merc, a good fixer can be the difference between a big payday and an early grave. Rogue started her storied past with the corporate wars, and she commands respect and fear in equal measure. Dexter, by contrast, is known for his ambition and willingness to play dirty. But in Night City, loyalty is always for sale. The same fixer who hires you might sell you out if the price is right. A trusted ally could become an enemy with just one lucrative offer. Betrayal isn't personal here, it's just business. For example, Dexter Deshawn's infamous betrayal of his own mercs is a lesson etched into the city's psyche. Deals that begin with a handshake often end with a bullet, and the only certainty is that trust is a gamble. But trust isn't always a losing game. Some partnerships flourish in the chaos, built on mutual respect and shared goals. Mercs who find reliable allies can thrive in Night City, turning temporary alliances into lifelong partnerships.
I'm glad you're with us, V. See you soon.
Now, every deal in Night City is a gamble. When you sit across the table from a fixer or a gang leader, you're betting your life on their word. And in a city where secrets are currency and power shifts in the blink of an eye, trust is a dangerous luxury. In a city of secrets, who would you trust and who would you betray? Cyberspace isn't just a battleground for power, it's a realm where the line between human and machine blurs. For some, it's a place of freedom and unlimited potential. For others, it's a death trap, a labyrinth of codes and chaos where one wrong move could cost you your mind. The corporate wars didn't just devastate the physical world, it shattered the net. Once a unified global network, the old net became a fragmented wasteland after the war, a graveyard of corrupted data, rogue AIs, and viruses unleashed in corporate conflicts. Corporations fought for digital dominance, but in their greed, they broke the system. The net was no longer a place of innovation and connection, it became a war zone, and the scars it left behind are still felt today. For the average person, the collapse of the old net meant losing access to a world of possibility. For the elite, it was the birth of a new frontier, one they could control.
You talk too much.
What remains of the net is a shadow of its former self. The global network is gone, replaced by isolated corporate systems, tightly controlled and heavily guarded. At its heart lies the Black Wall, a digital barrier designed to keep humanity safe from the horrors that lurk in the old net. The Black Wall, maintained by Netwatch, is humanity's last line of defense against rogue AIs and the remnants of the chaos unleashed during the corporate wars. In this fragmented digital world, Netrunners are the warriors of cyberspace. Equipped with neural implants and custom rigs, they jack into the net to steal, sabotage, and explore its depths. But every dive into cyberspace is a gamble, a fight against time, firewalls, and rogue programs. But there are a ton of hurdles for Netrunners to face. There can be traps set by other runners, viruses to destroy minds, and the constant threat of being burned, losing their identity to the very network they seek to conquer. Among the legends of cyberspace stands Alt Cunningham, a netrunner whose genius reshaped the digital world. She created Soul Killer, a program capable of digitalizing a person's consciousness, a groundbreaking achievement with consequences far beyond what she could have imagined. But Alt's creation became her curse. She was abducted by corporations who wanted to exploit her work, and in a twist of fate, her own consciousness was uploaded to the net. Now Alt exists as a part of the digital realm which she helped shape, a ghost in the machine with power beyond comprehension. For the everyday citizen, the net is both a lifeline and a threat. Corporate-controlled networks provide essential services but also monitor and manipulate their users. The average person avoids the deeper layers of the net, leaving it to the netrunners and corpos to exploit. Now, cyberspace isn't just a battleground for power, it's a realm where the line between human and machine blurs. For some, it's a place of freedom and unlimited potential. For others, it's a death trap, a labyrinth of codes and chaos where one wrong move could cost you your mind. Night City demands everything from its people. It grinds them down, forcing them to adapt, escape, or break. For many, the cost of survival isn't just measured in eddies or cyberware, it's measured in what they lose: their sanity, their humanity, and sometimes their very identity. The allure of cyberware is undeniable. Enhanced reflexes, augmented strength, and the ability to see beyond human limits. But every upgrade comes with a price, and this can push the human body too far, where the mind begins to crack. Cyberpsychosis isn't a myth, it's a plague in Night City. Victims of cyberpsychosis lose their grip on reality. They become unstable, violent, and a threat to everyone around them. There are countless cyber psychos that plague Night City, where they will be tearing through both civilians and agents sent to try to take them out. So the more chrome that people add, the closer they get to losing themselves. And you have to ask the question, is the power worth the risk? For those who can't handle the grind, Night City offers an escape. Brain dances, digital simulations that let you experience someone else's memories are a booming industry.
You'll be fine. Got everything set up? Let's switch over to editing mode. I'll sever the link to the BD Roller's sensory array. You'll be able to look around freely. Whole scene's yours. Full cam control in analysis mode, so move around, zoom in and out, whatever else you come up with. Think of it as your own little sandbox. So analysis mode, you control playback. Can even pause when you feel the need. Then you use the editor console to unpause. Try it.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
For a few eddies, you can feel the rush of a heist or the thrill of a one-night stand, but like everything in this city, it's addictive. But beyond legal brain dances lies the dark world of flatlines, recordings of death, or extreme pain that draw thrill seekers. These experiences promise an escape from reality, but often lead to dependency and withdrawal from real life. Escapism can be a survival mechanism for many in Night City, one that corporations eagerly exploit. In a city this dangerous, even survival is privatized. Trauma Team, the alert emergency responders that save lives, but only if you can pay. Their vehicles swoop in like guardian angels, extracting the wealthy and powerful from the chaos that they may find themselves in, but for everyone else, you are on your own. Trauma Team's exclusivity isn't just a symptom of corporate greed, it's a weaponized service. Imagine being caught in the crossfire of a gunfight, hoping to be saved, only to see the vehicles fly past you to rescue a Corpo executive instead. They don't ask questions, they don't pick sides, they save their clients and leave everyone else behind. It's efficient, it's profitable, and it's a stark reminder of how life works in Night City. Mental decay in Night City isn't limited to cyberpsychosis. Paranoia runs rampant among mercenaries and netrunners who constantly fear betrayal by their allies. The relentless pace of the city drives people into depression, while others drown into addiction. It can be substances, technology, or the illusion of a better life. In this city, even those without cyberware feel the strain. The grind for survival wears down everyone, and the weight of the city's chaos is inescapable. For some, it's a low descent into apathy. For others, it's a violent collapse. Night City doesn't just change its people, it erodes them. Technology replaces human interaction, and even love becomes transactional. People lose themselves in the pursuit of survival, becoming more machines than human in both body and spirit. Families fall apart, friendships dissolve, and the city moves on, indifferent to the lives it consumes. Yet, amidst the chaos, some cling to hope. Nomads rebuilding communities in the Badlands, rebels fighting for change, and those who refuse to let the city dictate their lives. But in a world where survival often means losing yourself, the question remains, is it worth fighting for? So Night City demands everything from its people. It grinds them down, forcing them to adapt, escape, or break. For many, the cost of survival isn't measured in eddies or cyberware, it's measured in what they lose: their sanity, their humanity, and sometimes their whole identity. In Night City, where survival is an art form and rebellion is a way of life,
They're here too, Saul, in full force.
Take him out. Then haul ass here and make yourselves useful.
there are certain legends that shine through the perpetual smog. These icons, their victories, defeats, and sacrifices have shaped not just the city's history, but its very soul. Johnny Silverhand, a rocker boy, rebel, and the face of defiance in Night City. To some, he was a hero who stood against corporate tyranny. To others, he was a terrorist willing to destroy everything to prove a point. His most infamous act, the Arasaka Tower bombing during the Fourth Corporate War. Armed with charisma and a nuclear device, Johnny wasn't just fighting for freedom, he was making a statement that echoed across decades. But was his cause worth the collateral damage, or did he become the very thing he swore to destroy? Morgan Blackhand, the perfect mercenary, a tactical genius who thrived on precision and adaptability. Morgan represents the cold pragmatism needed to navigate Night City. While he disappeared after the Fourth Corporate War, his shadow still looms large, a reminder of what it means to be the ultimate survivor. Then there's Rogue, the queen of fixers. From a street kid hustling gigs to the most connected power player in Afterlife, Rogue embodies Night City's brutal climb to power. Whether she's organizing missions or dealing out vengeance, Rogue has proven one thing: in Night City, respect is earned, not given. Where Johnny Silverhand defied the system, Adam Smasher became it. A full-body cyborg with no humanity left to lose. Smasher serves as Arasaka's enforcer, a walking nightmare who crushes anyone in his way. For many, he's a cautionary tale of what happens when power and cybernetics consumes the soul. Adam Time Smasher isn't just a legend, he's a force in nature. His presence in Night City reminds everyone that in a world ruled by chrome and blood, there's always someone stronger. These legends aren't just stories, they're guides, warnings, and aspirations for the people of Night City. They're the reason to keep fighting or the cautionary tales that keep them alive. Johnny's defiance, Rogue's cunning, Blackhand's precision, and Smasher's brutality, these legends shape the choices people make every day. So legends are made in fire and blood. Would you become one or be forgotten? Night City doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about anyone. It only cares about survival. Every choice you make, every deal, betrayal, and gamble defines not just how you live, but who you are. So what's going to be your story in Night City? Will you rise above its chaos to become a legend or be swallowed by the relentless grind? The city doesn't give second chances. It takes everything. The question is, how much are you willing to give? So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through Night City and you want to see more gaming lore explored in depth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We have many more stories await, and you can join me as we dive into the rich world of gaming and uncover the legends within.